This is the Geniverse Home Power Pro 1, and it's a 1200 watt battery backup power station that can run all kinds of power tools, home office equipment, medical devices, and even the majority of kitchen appliances. Later on in the video, I'm going to drop the details of how you can enter this giveaway to win a Geniverse Home Power 1 Pro for yourself. Okay, so let's turn on the display here on the front and take a look. Smack in the middle of the display is the current charge level, and to the right of that is an estimate of how much longer the unit will supply power based on the current load. Here on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see some additional information pop up when the unit is being charged. So I'm going to plug it in real quick and I'll show you that. Here on the back of the unit, you have this little flip down panel, and that's going to reveal your power plug so that you can plug it into a wall outlet, or these two connections right here so that you can charge it with the car charger or your solar panels. So here on the left hand side of the screen, we see that estimate of how much longer it's going to take before the unit is fully charged, along with the input wattage that it's being charged with. The fridge is probably at the top of everyone's list when the power goes out of an appliance that you need to keep running. So for all the tests here in the kitchen, we're going to leave the fridge plugged in and see what else we can run on top of that. So I just plugged in a toaster. We'll see how much it draws off the Geniverse. As you can see, our hours remaining is 0.6 hours. We currently have over 1300 watts of power being drawn from the Geniverse. Now that heating element, I heard it just clicked off, and you see this hours remaining ticks back up to 7.3 hours because it's measuring how long the unit will last based on the current power draw. Okay, so if you were in a power outage, you probably wouldn't be running a food processor and a toaster at the same time. But just for the heck of it, I'm gonna plug in the blender or fire it up and see what this thing does. All right, so I wanted to test this, and this is exactly what I thought would happen. We hit a overload here on the unit. So all three of these units running at the same time was drawing more power than the Home Power 1 Pro is rated to deliver. All I had to do was turn off the units or unplug a couple of things and then hit the AC button again to essentially reset the system so that way it could be used again. When we first got our Traeger a few years ago, we had it set up at an outdoor area, and that was really cool, but we had to run an extension cord every single time I wanted to fire it up. But now with the Geniverse, I can run this wherever I want to, and it doesn't matter if it's a handful of hamburgers or a whole brisket, because the Geniverse will run this Traeger for up to 3 days. That's pretty cool. I do the majority of my work out of my shop, but on install days, sometimes I need to pack out a miter saw or a handful of other power tools to get the job done. Now, it's never really been a problem, but there's something that bugs me about having to ask a client, excuse me, where can I plug in my tools? So are my days of hunting for power outlets in my client's garages a thing of the past? I don't know. I first wanted to test out my most common setup, and that's using my shop vac with my track saw. Unfortunately, the Geniverse did not have enough power to run both of these at the same time, but once I took the vacuum out of the equation, it ran my track saw without any issues. I don't end up needing to use a router very frequently for on-site work, but I figured what the heck, let's go ahead and see if the Geniverse will run it anyways, and it did. I was honestly kind of surprised. The two tools we've tested so far have soft start motors, but my miter saw does not, and I'm pretty sure that is going to cause an issue.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
So it looks like if I'm gonna need the miter saw for an on-site job, I'll still need to take those extension cords, but for everything else, I guess I'll be okay. Here's another one for you, road trips. As a business owner, every minute matters, and those countless hours of running down the road can be used to edit. Now, sometimes my wife will drive for a few hours, but the one problem that I've had is finding an inverter that'll keep up with the power draw of my laptop.
What we need is more power.
But with the Geniverse, I can edit for a couple of days on just a single charge. And with the multiple USB-A and USB-C ports, we can keep all of our mobile devices charged. This wouldn't be a bad item to pack along anyways, if for no other reason than if you do run into trouble, you could set it up outside your vehicle and use that flashing light on the side of the unit to signal for help. If you're interested in getting one of these for yourself, you can use the link in the description below. And while you're there, you can learn a little bit more about Geniverse and the other products that they offer. I've told y'all before that we live in the country, and it's really not all that uncommon for a limb to fall on a power line, or, I kid you not, for a person to even run into a power pole and knock out power for a couple hours or even a few days. As a content creator and business owner, that obviously puts the brakes on any computer-related work really quick. But with the Geniverse, I can run my desktop computer without any issues, and I'm not worried about the quality of power coming from it because it's pure sine wave power. Now you don't want to do this with a traditional gas-powered generator because there's sensitive electronics like desktop computers or smart TVs. They can actually be damaged if you use them with the electricity that's generated from a gas-powered generator, because those gas-powered generators typically don't have inverters on them to clean up the power. If you want to know how to enter this giveaway, here are the details, so listen up. The giveaway is going to run for 3 weeks from the date that this video is posted. And to enter, I want you to leave a comment below and tell me how you'll be using the Home Power One Pro in your life. Is it going to be backup power only, or are you going to use it more regularly? I'm curious. This giveaway is also only for the power station. It does not include the solar panels. And lastly, this giveaway is limited to the continental US. So leave those comments below. Best of luck to you, and let's get on with the rest of the video. Let's say that you go to craft fairs or farmers markets and you need portable power for your booth without the noise and exhaust from a gas-powered generator.
Well, you were right. The farmer's market is wonderful.
Or let's say that you rent an apartment and you can't have a gas-powered generator because you're on the 3rd floor or something like that. Well, with this power station, you can obviously bring it right inside. You can power your fridge, your microwave, or even your hairdryer. I don't have to worry about the hairdryer so much, but maybe that'll help you out. Also, there's no need to have an electrician come and wire up an exterior outlet like this on the side of your home so that you can run a handful of items inside your house with a traditional gas-powered generator. Speaking of gas-powered generators, those things are loud, and you can only run them for as long as you can supply them with fuel. And also, you can't bring them inside, so you're relegated to either a bunch of extension cords or an exterior outlet like we just talked about. I have to tell you about the coolest feature of this product, and it's not just that it can hold a full charge for at least a year, or that it can be recharged from your car or standard household outlets, but that this is actually a solar powered generator. Meaning that if you're in the middle of a power outage and you've run out of fuel for your traditional gas powered generator, well, with the Geniverse, all you have to do is break out the solar panels to charge it back up. And if you're wondering, yes, you can still use the Geniverse while it's being charged. If you're charging up the battery pack from the wall, it's going to take about 2.5 hours. If you're using the solar panels, it can take as little as 2.5 hours, but it may take a little bit longer depending on how sunny it is when you're charging the unit. But if you're charging it from a car hookup, it's going to take you roughly 14 hours to fully charge it. So while it'll get the job done in a pinch,
We're gonna be here a while.
I'm excited about this product, and while I hope I never have to use it for long-term power outages, it definitely gives me some peace of mind knowing that I have a power option on hand in the event of an emergency.